Hi, happy Monday. It's a holiday. It's so funny. My friend was like, it's the high holidays this week. Excuse me. It's the high holidays this week and it's Labor Day. And I was like, oh my gosh. This whole 2020, 2021 racket it's just like, I was like, Labor Day, we're still doing that? High holidays? You wanna go to shul? I almost converted to Judaism. My first fiance was Orthodox Jewish. Cynthia, if you watch this, will find this hilarious. To be supportive. 1 year, my dad, excuse-moi. No, Hondo. You can be here, Aussie. Go to your bed. Go to your bed. Lie down, Aussie. You're good. Yeah, my dad to be supportive. You stay in your bed. You can't nip your brother. Yeah, you just relax there. Baby, bulldog boy. You want to say hi to the people? He came to the temple with me in Savannah. And now you want to give you all the kisses that I took the camera. Do you want to give you all the kisses? This is my dog Aussie. That incredible. Like when I came here 10 years ago, 11 years ago, my sister gave me all these things. Like I had 2 dogs at the time, so I had to give up my business. I had to leave one of my dogs. So I had to find a home for him. And he came back to me. We found each other. We're gonna keep always finding each other. Okay, so I want to try to do Chatturanga Clinic today. That's just what I call it. But if Chaturanga is, when you hear Chaturanga in a class for beginners, it's 3 breaths, 3 different things. It's upward push-up, lower push-up, and the inhale back bend. That's called the Chaturanga Vinyasa, okay? Chaturanga Nanasana by itself is a 4-limb staff position. It's just a lower, it's a hovering push-up. So there are a couple of things anatomically to stay safe in this pose. I want us to remember the elbows, we keep them glued in towards the ribs. The shoulders, we keep them back in socket. And remember, we always want the hands, whenever they're making contact with the floor, to be super widespread and with the fingertips very active. This eliminates excess pressure on the wrist. And then with every pose, but specifically weight-bearing ones, which Chaturanga Nanasana is, remember it's a full body situation. Like the legs want to do work, so let them, you know? Don't just let it all be on your shoulders. Because what happens is, especially with women, we're just not naturally as upper body, we don't have as much upper body strength. Naturally, we dump into the back. Until you're ready to hold this, by the way, it's a tough position. Until you're ready to hold it and strong enough, do it with the knees down and push-ups with the knees down. We're gonna go over that as well. Okay. I just wanted to continue teaching yoga videos, and say, Chaturanga, if you know what you're doing intelligently, my shoulder, everything's a blessing. I guess that's why I'm so extra ordinarily committed to safety, but I was doing Chaturanga incorrectly for 4 years and a lot, like many times a week, and it wasn't fun for my shoulder. Learning to heal it was, but it'd be fun to just not injure it, right? And repetitive wrong things are usually how injuries happen. So let's start in a child's pose, which is either knees apart, which I kind of like. I feel like it opens the low back more, or knees together, which I feel like stretches the middle back more. Both can be quite nice. The intention of child's pose right now is just to take 5 deep breaths and start to explore breathing into the belly. I was thinking about stuff this morning to say in this video, and it's kind of funny, but it's very important to get down. When we inhale, the belly goes out. When we exhale, out breath, the belly comes in. I hope that makes it easy to remember. I've never used that before as strongly. But breathing in, invite the belly to get as big as it will. Let the side bodies get full of air too. Slow, steady breath. There's no rush. Let's try to be at count of 4. Exhale all the air out. Pull the belly in. Incentivized by 70% of toxins leave through that exhale. 5, begin now. Officially, inhale through your nose. You're in child's pose. I'm just speaking to be easier to hear, obviously. Exhale through the mouth. Notice how even just 5 breaths can start this very significant stronghold in the moving out of the mind and into the body. Okay, so 4 more. Breathe into the low back even. Sort of welcoming yourself to your body, exhaling completely. Squeeze all the oxygen out. Sort of inviting yourself to your body, feeling how good it feels to breathe your body deep. Inhale. Exhale. From child's pose, breathe in, breathe out, up. Inhale. Exhale, reach your hands forward. Just warm up a little bit your stomach and your back. Spread the fingers wide, practicing that super wide spread fingers. Don't think about it, just stay there. Wrist directly below your shoulders. Unless you're a beginner or you're coming back to yoga, please put them a little more forward. See if it feels nicer on your wrist. Knees are below the elbows. This is just a cat flow. Drop your belly, breathe in, let your heart lift. Let your heart lead. Drop your belly like an old cow. Exhale like a mad cat. Drop your head, stretch your back. Make sure all your air is out. Let your breath move your body. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more, please. After the last one, and also, by the way, don't do this if you're healing your wrists or your shoulders. You're not allowed. You can do crunches. Opposite leg, opposite elbow, but maintaining deep, steady, even breathing. Okay? This is only approved for 100% happy, healthy shoulders and wrists. Okay? me, I had to burp. Where are you going, Oscar? Okay. So, really widespread fingers, right? Either right below your shoulders. Focus on that L too, your pointer finger and your thumb. Send your right foot back, left foot back. So now we're in a high push-up position, also known as plank. Notice, give me 1 second. Un momento, por favor. I think I could help this situation a little bit. Okay. So now is, okay. So I'm in a high push-up. My legs are involved, my hips are up, my tailbone's long, my tummy's on, my neck is long too. It's just an extension of my spine, so I look down. I can almost like bouncy, lift up and out of my hands. There's not too much on my shoulders at all. So for Chaturanga Nanasana, which is the low push-up, sorry mama, thank you. You shift forward so the shoulders pass the wrist. Same concept with the cat-cow. Elbows stay glued in to the ribs. This is Chaturanga Nanasana. It's one pose. Gaze is forward. Then inhale. Okay, so stop there. It's a tough pose to hold, by the way. So a lot of people go through it. This is what I used to do. I hope you can see pretty well. Is I would let my elbows kind of flare out to just get through it. The next part in the sequence that most of you are probably familiar with from power yoga classes and stuff, there's a back bend and then a downward dog transition. So we're going to take things one step at a time and then put it all together. So what I recommend if you're working on building this is not lowering to that four-limb staff position that Hondo kind of covered. Maybe if I can find a book. Is my Iyengar book here? Let me not get too distracted. By the way, if you're in a country that you can't find pots, somebody wrote me from Ireland, like the yoga high is the best high. Okay, so I'll show you what we're gonna do, the modification. But let's put it all together. The most important parts to remember are what? The fingers are super widespread and the fingertips are activated. This makes sense, right? It protects the wrists. The elbows are glued into the rib cage, the shoulders are back, and the palms are down like this. Remember we talked about those like funny perfect angles that yoga gives us with the body? And each body has it for itself. That's why a lot of times you mostly find it in Ashtanga books. Just remember, Ashtanga was created for 12-year-old boys in India. And most people's 25, especially in the United States or the West, to whatever year old bodies are not conducive to doing things that 12-year-old Indian boys' bodies can do. Okay, that being said, we have our arms on, we have our tummy on. If you think about it, all the fundamentals of universal principles of alignment show up in this pose. The feet are active, front thigh muscles are strong, tailbone is long, lower abdomen is pulling upward and in. It's called Uddiyana Bandha. I was thinking we could do the bandhas maybe today too. Your tailbone, your chin is chucked. I haven't had coffee yet. Your chin is tucked to maintain the integrity of the neck being an extension of the spine, right? So let's put it all together and then I'll show you the modification. It usually starts like this. Watch first and then we'll do it together. So in the Sun Salutation is like the one that people will be most familiar with. You'll start at the top of your mat. You'll inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale down to a standing forward bend. We're just watching to see what this one looks like. Inhaling, extending, lengthening, half lift. Exhaling, stepping back to high push-up and low push-up. That's one exhale. And then we inhale, up dog or Cobra Pose. Cobra just has the knees on the ground. The next one is an exhale to downward dog. For traditional Sun, you hold 5 breaths. Ba, ba, ba. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay? So let's try it together with the breath. And if you're working on getting stronger in your arms, when we get to step back to plank, immediately but gently release your knees onto the mat and work on coming here. Okay? Core muscles, arm muscles, but don't push through things with your shoulders, especially women. We're not strong enough up here to, not only that, it goes against the law of ahimsa, the law, but the yamas and the niyamas of non-violence. That applies to you too. So don't do anything that's not in service to your body. Inhale, exhale out, top of the mat. And just remember, we have to do a song of the day today. Okay. So make sure all the air is out. Standing tall and proud as you should be. Stretch your arms up high, keep your shoulders low. Breathe in. Exhale down to a standing forward bend. Breathe out. Most of us bend our knees here, please. Empty the lungs and then inhale to a flat back, half lift. Exhale, bend the knees a little more maybe. Hands to the mat or floor. Separate your fingers really wide. All that's happening much faster than I said it. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Drop your knees if you need to. Empty the lungs. Inhale, push through the heart. Up dog or Cobra Pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, I have to switch my laundry. Let me know how you guys did with that one.